Okay, let's talk about probably the most famous face in the entire history of art, the Mona Lisa. For what, 500 years now, we've all been obsessed with that smile. But you know what? There's another mystery hiding right there, in plain sight. And it's a detail that, once you know it, completely changes how you see this masterpiece.
So I want you to do me a favor. Look closer. No, I mean really look. Get past the famous smile, past those mysterious eyes. Yeah, her expression is legendary for what it's hiding. But what about what's just missing? What's not there at all?
That's right, she has no eyebrows. And no eyelashes either. Seriously, the most recognizable face on the planet is missing some of its most expressive features. And I'm telling you, once you see it, you can never, ever unsee it. And right there, that one little observation, it kicks off a really fascinating detective story.
So, what gives? What happened? For centuries, this wasn't just some random thing people noticed. It was a serious puzzle. I'm talking art historians, critics, you name it. Everyone was trying to figure this out.
And the whole debate, it really just boiled down to two main possibilities. On one hand, did Leonardo da Vinci, a guy who is a master of human anatomy, of expression, did he deliberately paint her that way? Or did something happen over the last 500 years that changed his original painting?
Okay, so for a really long time, the leading theory, the one pretty much everyone went with, was that it was an intentional choice. And it all had to do with the beauty standards back in the 16th century.
I mean, think about it. What we think is beautiful changes all the time. Just look at eyebrows over the last few decades. Well, back in Renaissance Europe, the ideal was actually to have plucked or even completely shaved eyebrows. Yeah, it sounds a little wild to us, but it wasn't some strange idea. It was a very real, very high-fashion trend.
So the thinking went like this. A high, clear forehead was seen as a sign of nobility, of intelligence. And to get that look, aristocratic women would often pluck their eyebrows completely. Sometimes they'd even pluck their hairlines to make their foreheads look bigger. So for years and years, the art world just kind of shrugged and said, okay, case closed. The Mona Lisa was just a very fashionable woman for her time.
And honestly, that's where the story could have ended. It's a perfectly good explanation, right? It makes sense. But then, modern technology came along, and it gave us a way to look at this painting like nobody had ever been able to before.
So the case seemed pretty much closed. That is, until a French engineer named Pascal Coté got a closer look. Back in 2007, he was given access to the Mona Lisa with this revolutionary new camera that he invented. And this thing, it was basically capable of seeing through time. He wasn't just taking a photo, he was digitally peeling back the layers of history.
Get this, Cotard's camera could capture images at an absolutely insane 240 megapixels. For comparison, your phone is maybe 12 or 50. And he used 13 different light filters. All that detail, all that tech, it allowed him to digitally see right through the old yellowed varnish and centuries of grime, revealing things that were totally invisible to the naked eye.
And as Coët himself put it, his technology lets you go deeper into the construction of the painting and understand that Leonardo was a genius. It's like we finally get to see the artist's process in a way that was just impossible before.
So, what did he find? This is the big reveal. Calvette's scans picked up the ghost of a single brushstroke right over her left eye. The faint traces were there. It turns out she did have eyebrows, and she did have eyelashes. Leonardo painted them the whole time.
Wow. Okay, so that discovery completely changes everything. The mystery wasn't if she had eyebrows anymore. The new question was, where did they go? And the answer? Well, it lies in Leonardo's amazing painting technique and, just the simple passage of time.
See, Leonardo was an absolute master of a technique called sfumato. It basically translates to smoky, and what he did was apply dozens and dozens of super thin layers of paint and glazes. That's what gives the Mona Lisa that famously lifelike, almost soft focus look. There are no hard outlines or edges anywhere.
This analysis right here gives you an idea of the mind-blowing complexity he was working with. You don't have to be a scientist to get the big takeaway. He built this image with tons of microscopic layers. Some of them were actually thinner than a human hair. Now that technique created a stunningly realistic painting, but it also made parts of it incredibly fragile.
So here's exactly how they vanished. Step 1, Leonardo paints her eyebrows and lashes using these unbelievably fine, single hair-thin brushstrokes. So right from the start, those details are the most delicate part of the whole painting. Step 2, 500 years go by. The painting goes through lots of cleanings and restorations. And every time someone tried to preserve it, even with the best intentions, they risked wearing away those whisper-thin top layers of paint. And so slowly, gradually, over centuries, the eyebrows and eyelashes just wore away.
So when you think about it, solving this mystery isn't just about one painting. It actually tells us something really profound about art itself, and about time.
So we can finally toss out the old myth, the idea that Leonardo made some weird artistic choice. It's gone. The reality is, he painted a complete portrait. We arrived 500 years too late to see them properly.
So the case of the missing eyebrows, it's officially closed. The culprit wasn't art, and it wasn't fashion. It was just time. The slow, steady, unstoppable march of time. Maybe helped along a little by the very people who were trying to save her? And that, right there, is the biggest takeaway for me. We tend to think of art as this static thing, right? A moment frozen forever. But it's not. Art ages. It changes. It falls apart. Time paints, too. It's an artist in its own right, always reworking the masterpieces we thought we knew.
You know, the whole story of the Mona Lisa's eyebrows is such a great reminder that even the most famous, most studied things in the world can still hold on to their secrets. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As our technology gets even better, what other secrets are just waiting to be discovered, hiding in plain sight?